Hi, Sheridan Webb here from the Training Designers Club, which is the place to go for practical L&D support. And today I have a short musing for you. I promise this is a short one, but I think it's a really important point. And it came about because I was watching one of these videos where the artist, it's all speeded up and you can see how they start from a blank sheet of page and they end up with this most incredible piece of art. And it struck me how artists in particular, but you can also probably extend this to musicians, they don't start with designing one tiny little part of their picture in exquisite detail and then moving on to the next little piece of that picture and doing that in exquisite detail. They start with a very rough sketch, They get an idea for the proportions, for the dimensions, for exactly what's going to be in this picture and the layout of this picture. And then when they've got that, they make bolder some of the lines so that they decide which lines they're actually going to work to and what parts of this original sketch are going to make it through to the final copy. Once they have those bold lines in place, they then start to add shading or colour. And then finally, they add the really fine details. You know, the little glistens of light in the eyes, for example, or the textures that they overlay on something to give an impression of a particular environment, for example. And I think, in fact, I know that this is exactly how training designers should work because we are artists too. And it's wrong for us to go in and think, right, I'm going to design this first half hour and it's going to be designed perfectly with my slides just so and all the words written on the page and everything exactly in that finished capacity before I then move on to design the next half hour. Because when you take that approach, you could find yourself going off track. You could find yourself running out of time. You could find yourself spending hours and hours looking for just the right image for your slide, and it isn't actually progressing the design. And you know what? Your stakeholders might decide that they don't like that picture in the end anyway, and what a waste of time. So I advise everybody to start with your rough sketch. For me, that's always a mind map, just that very quick, this is roughly what this session is going to look like. We then work that up into the sort of the thicker, the broader strokes, and I always advocate a course outline for that. So we've got our mind map, and now let's actually work that into an outline which is a bit more structured, it makes a bit more sense, it doesn't have those sort of weird things in it that came to mind, and it doesn't have any gaps. That's what we can show to our stakeholders, and once they are happy with that, that's when we can start adding the fine detail and adding the different shading, adding the different colours, adding the depth to our programme in our session guides, our slides and our workbooks. So always remember that you are an artist, and as an artist you need to work on the whole thing and work on layers, so we build those layers up rather than being a bricklayer and doing it piece by piece by piece by piece. For more practical advice and to join in discussions with like-minded practical L&D professionals, come and visit the Training Designers Club website, which is www.trainingdesignersclub.co.uk. Take a look at our free and low-cost courses and resources, and do take a look at VIP membership and maybe become part of our virtual L&D team.